thought we'd put together a short video clip on how to light and fill your hot tub and make sure that you don't have any hot tub disasters. So what we'll start out with is just showing you where the water supply is and how to get water from the water supply into the hot tub. So just follow me quickly. We're going to run over here. So on the side of the tent we have a water connection. Hose is on a reel. This section of hose here is actually to drain the hot tub. There's a little connector and a tap on the bottom of the hot tub, which I'll show you in a bit. And then here you've got the main tap and the reel. So what you want to do is just run the reel out under the tent and towards the hot tub. Place the hose inside the hot tub and make sure that it's not going to fall out while you can go off. You've got about 20 minutes really before it fills up, and so you just want to make sure the hose is filling nicely, get the tap running on full. And what you really want to do is get the water level ultimately up to the third bar, the third piece of wood on the slatted backrest on this side of the bath, so on the opposite side to where the flue in the fire is. Okay, so this is the section of hose which you will need once you are finished with the hot tub and you want to drain the water out, and it simply just connects onto there, screws onto that, tighten it up by hand, and then there's a tap, so up is off and down will be to drain the tub. And you can also just leave it in the off position. If it rains overnight and the tub's empty, the water will flush through and then drain out and you don't end up with a tub full of rainwater. Well, obviously when you want to fill it, you turn the tap up and you can remove the hose if you want to do photos and not have bits of hose hanging around and people tripping over it. So the next part is how you heat the hot tub, and it's a wood-fired hot tub, and the key message here really is that at no point should there be no water in the tub if there's fire in the box. So you make sure the water level is covering the firebox. So if you look inside here, you can see these little holes here is where the water will go in, so the water level needs to be as a minimum over the top of that before you start firing up the firebox, but ideally up to the third slat when it's full. And when you finish the hot tub and the fire and the coals are still in there, don't let the water out until the fire has gone out. So it's best to leave it overnight and then clean it out the next day really if you're going to use it again. So what we've got here is we've got a lid to the tub. That's the firebox, and on the edge here you can see there's a tiny little air vent, which is an important part of the fire. So to start your fire, what you want to do is you collect some wood, and we've got some in the honesty shop. So what you'll need is some fire lighters, a bundle of wood or logs, and a pack of kindling. And so what I generally do is I take a couple of logs to start with and place them down at the base of the fire. So you basically reach inside the flue here and you lay them flat and you feed them up to the end of the firebox where the flue is. So you have a layer of logs lying in the bottom, and you want to make sure that they all kind of align, so don't cross them over, kind of align them with the firebox so that when the air gets pulled down the flue and drawn across, it's burning up towards this flue here. Otherwise, potentially if you don't do that and you pack too much wood in this part of the fire will reverse itself and start coming out this side, which nobody really wants. So once you put your logs in the bottom, then you want to take some of your kindling and then lay that in on top like that. Just spread it out nicely, and obviously then chuck a few fire lighters in there, probably put a bit more kindling on top, get it going. Once it's going, take your lid, and it's got a little rim on there and an open edge there, and you want to place it just over the top there and leave that little gap there for the air to get sucked in and to feed the fire. And then it should take off pretty quickly and draw the air through. It's almost like a mini rocket stove, and you'll hear it making a good burning, humming noise as it's starting to go, and you'll see bubbles starting to develop around the box as it starts to heat the water. Once you've got it fully stoked, you probably need to maintain and put new logs in probably every 20 minutes or so. So check it every 20 minutes. Chuck a couple of logs in. If it's struggling to burn, probably add a little bit of kindling, because that burns quicker and it's soft wood, and that'll just add a bit of heat and get the fire going again. If you've kind of let it die down too much, that's a good way of just bringing it back up to speed. So every 20 minutes stoke it with wood. And then the other thing you want to be doing is, if I can find it, mixing the water. So we've got a paddle here which works pretty well, and then what you'll find is that as the water heats, you'll end up with a thermocline inside the tub, which means that the top section of the water will tend to get warmer, and then down the bottom will be quite cold. So don't get tricked into thinking, oh, the tub's ready to get in. It's nice and warm at the top, because you might find that it's quite chilly down the bottom, so don't want to rush it. And a good way of just getting it to mix nicely and to actually heat up to a decent temperature consistently throughout the tank is just to give it a mix. So again, when you're stoking the fire every 20 minutes, give it a few stirs with the paddle, get that cold water mixed, and that'll then help you get a nice even temperature in the bath. And that's really about it. The only thing I guess we can say is that we also offer a couple of extras on our list for the hot tub. We've got a wine chiller and ice which you can attach to the side of the hot tub with champagne glasses, and we have sparkling wine and prosecco as well as chocolates which you can order and just add a little bit extra to your experience.